Here we go.
Let's make it a good day. We do it our own way. Let's make it a good day. Oh, no matter what they say. Oh, yeah.
Hey, it's a good day. Like how I kind of made that go with the song?
That's why you're a master of this show.
It's like I've been here before.
I would say so, yeah.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Jason Show. I am Kendall Mark and
I'm Pierre Nugent, and I'm very uncomfortable in this chair right now. I don't know what I'm doing sitting at this desk. I feel very, very uncomfortable sitting here.
very proper.
Do I?
You do.
Well, I'm glad. Do you always wear glasses? Have you always like that's you've thrown me off now.
Here, I've seen you for the last hour and a half, and
Yeah.
this is just coming up.
Yeah, well, I thought I'd save it for the show.
Oh, okay.
You know, I'm a showman like that.
He's done this before.
Once or twice, you know.
Just a couple times. Yes, I not often.
Okay.
To answer your question.
Okay, so they are real glasses. They're prescription.
They are
not.
prescription glasses.
I don't even. Should I look at you or should I look at the camera? I don't know what we're doing here, Jeff.
Okay, well,
we're
just
looking
to go
at the
over
camera.
This on air for everyone at home. We will look at each other and on camera.
I'm a professional broadcaster, by the way. Hi, nice to meet you.
Optics. Yes, no, I wear glasses whenever allergy season often.
Gotcha.
Or like today, my eyes were just swollen and red.
I only ask because my sister wears fake glasses from time to time, and I know she doesn't wear real glasses. So
Why
she
are you
wears
going to call her out like this?
Oh, because she deserves it. You know, after 35 years of torturing me, you know, throughout our entire childhood, I think she can live with the fact that I called her out for wearing fake glasses, you know, on television.
That was rude.
Well, she'll get over it. Get over it, Tanya. It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
Tanya.
Get over it, Tanya. Hey, good morning, Seattle, by the way.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
By the way, Jason did send us a selfie from Hawaii. Look who he ran into. It's a friend of our show, local singer and actor, the Bette Midler of the Midwest. This is Erin Schwabarini. She was in Hawaii for a gig. What? I want to go to Hawaii for a gig.
Amen to that.
And caught up with Jason before he was leaving. Small world. If you've been to our audience, you know Erin too. She works here normally when we have an audience, and she helps entertain the people, bring you in and out. She's fantastic, so we love her. How weird. Hawaii.
A gig in Hawaii?
I know.
A surfing competition, perhaps?
You think Erin Schwab was at a surfing competition?
Why, hey, I mean, I'd make it up as I'd go along. Why not? I'm at a surfing competition. I'm at a hula competition. Have you ever had poi? It's delicious.
Where is this going?
Oh, Hawaii.
Hawaii.
Yeah.
Hey, by the way, I do want to talk about something since I have you in this chair
Okay.
today.
I'm very comfortable being
I was
on
at the
this chair.
game yesterday.
Yeah.
I was at the Vikings-Bears game
Right.
with my in-laws. This is a picture of all
Hey.
of us. Hey, mask down for the photo. Don't worry, we put them back up. Everybody can see mine dangling lovingly from my ear. It was really fun, especially because the Bears lost, and last time the four of us went to a game, the Bears won, which was not as fun for me. But I can say I was at the last game of what we've heard now, both general manager and head coach for not only our Vikings, but
Right.
also the Chicago Bears.
Yes.
Fill the people in, Pierre. You are the sportsman. Take it away.
I don't think this news comes as a surprise to anybody, really, with head coach Mike Zimmer and general manager Rick Spielman now being on the outs. The Wolf family, who owns the Minnesota Vikings, scheduled to have a press conference at 1 o'clock today to address the future of the team. So Mike Zimmer is out, Rick Spielman is out, and we're going to just have to wait and see where this franchise is going to go. It's been swimming in mediocrity over the last handful of years. So a new direction, a new course, if you will, for the Viking ship, Kendall, as we move on into 2022.
Deep, just swimming in mediocrity.
It's true. I mean, is it not true? It's absolutely true.
Oh, we're a very 500 course these days.
500 ain't going to get you anywhere.
No, not
Nowhere.
But hey, I went, I saw, I conquered.
You did.
It was fantastic. Thank you for it was a Christmas present, so thank you. It was really, really fun. Good weekend. Do you have a good weekend, by the way?
I had a very good weekend. You know, I was here working, and it altered. I had to talk about football a lot, but it was very good. I can't complain. Football season is over for us, though, here in Minnesota, so.
Wah, wah. With that news, pick it up, Pierre.
Ready.
Director/floor director Evan got us 2 spoons.
Wow.
He's an overachiever, that man. Deserves a raise. I like
Yes,
it.
he does.
He does.
He does.
Let's start.
Take it out
a
of Jason's
thing.
paycheck.
Yeah. That's fine.
Thank you, Jeff.
And from now on, Pierre is actually not going to be in the rest of the show.
No.
Jason already called in and told us.
I believe it.
Hey, we don't like to start off with sad news, but this is an important story. It's the news that shocked the entertainment world overnight. America's dad, Bob Saget, has died. Bob was found in his hotel room yesterday afternoon, actually, the night before. He had posted on Instagram about returning to the stage, and he seemed really happy to be back doing what he loved. Police say no foul play or drugs were found, but we'll have more insight on the investigation a bit later with TMZ. If you're wondering, Bob was only 65 years old, so young. I mean, 65 now is pretty young for anyone. If there was one thing Bob was most well known for, it was his role, of course, as America's dad, Daddy Tanner, on Full House. Of course, we had to play this.
Whatever happened to predictability? The milkman, the paperboy, evening TV. Everywhere you look, there's a heart, a hand to hold on to. Everywhere you look, there's a face of somebody who needs you. Everywhere you look.
Oh, what a show. I love that show. Full House ran for 8 seasons and was dubbed the Brady Bunch of the 90s. Of course, that would make sense. It did make a comeback, of course, later on Netflix with Fuller House. But I know I watched this.
Yeah.
I mean, I watched this all the time growing
Yes.
up. I don't think I watched it live as it was going on, because I think it ended in 95. But every single episode was just standard. We had to sit there and watch it and watch the whole thing and all the jokes. And I just thought he was the coolest dad. And Uncle Jesse was so cute.
I'm a child of the 90s, and this news yesterday, it was almost like a gut punch. It really was, because my sister and I, we never missed an episode. We did not miss an episode of Full House. We would watch Full House every week, and there you see Bob Saget on America's Funniest Home Videos. We would watch that show as well. I remember that show fondly. I remember thinking that Bob Saget was extra cheesy on America's Funniest Home Videos, and it really, like you said it, Kendall, America's dad, and he was 65. My mom and dad are 66.
I know.
So it really was, to a lot of us, this was a gut punch yesterday, hearing that Bob Saget had passed away. And again, I never missed an episode. There was a point where we were watching it on reruns, where I'm sure my sister and I would probably recite word for word some of these episodes that we've seen a bajillion times. And it was shocking news yesterday, really shocking.
Yeah, and he also, if the voice, some of you might not know this, but he was on How I Met Your Mother.
That's
too.
right.
He was the voice the whole time too. So.
Yeah, and tribute pouring in from co-stars and those who crossed paths with him. We saw it yesterday from Candace Cameron Bure, Dave Coulier, John Stamos, all had something to say about Bob Saget. And of course, all of it was positive. Dave Coulier calling him a brother. John Stamos saying he was, absolutely crushed to hear the news, and for good reason. I mean, they were family on screen,
right,
and they were practically family off screen. You work with somebody for as long as they have, and that show is a part of Americana now at this point. For a lot of those kids like myself who grew up in the 90s that are now older, everybody remembers that show and remembers it fondly.
And I think the big sentiment, the thing that kind of overarching sentiment about him from people from all walks of life, people that you had no idea knew him in the industry, and a lot of comedians too, all said he was the nicest, warmest guy. That's what I just kept reading, line after line after line after line.
Right.
So one of those people that played someone that you loved, then was clearly somebody in real life that you loved too.
And his comedy was a little on edge too. If you knew Bob Saget, the comedian, had a reputation to.
You're like, that's not my dad, is it?
Yeah, I know.
Did you say that?
If you ever seen the movie Half Baked, you know what I'm talking about. So I can't say anything about it now. But yeah, Bob Saget, absolutely be sorely missed. All right, next in the dish. Did you catch the Golden Globes last night, Kendall?
No.
Oh, that's fine, because nobody did. They weren't on TV. They didn't stream, and no one was there. But there were some winners, apparently. Kate Winslet took home Best Actress in a Limited Series for her role in Mayor of Easttown. I watched that show. It was pretty good. There was a huge hit. It was a huge hit on HBO. Jason Sudeikis won for Best Actor in a TV series musical or comedy for Ted Lasso. Nicole Kidman won Best Actress in a Motion Picture Drama for Being the Ricardos, and Will Smith won Best Actor for his role in King Richard. I haven't seen either of the movies just yet, but I intend to watch. At minimum, I want to watch Being the Ricardos because I enjoy Aaron Sorkin's writing, that quick wit. I absolutely love it, so I am going to watch that movie. Ted Lasso, of course, I watch all the time. Terrific show.
You're such a Ted Lasso guy.
Such a Ted Lasso game. The soccer the game.
I'm into the game.
I'm into the
Ted
game.
Lasso.
I do get into the games though. I'm watching the soccer on TV and I'm just like, that was a terrible run. That was a terrible. What are they doing? I'm coaching from the sidelines watching Ted Lasso. Great show though. Mayor of Easttown, Kate Winslet. That's a good one too.
I know Jason had called that one months ago when it came out. He also said that about Being the Ricardos with Nicole Kidman, that was probably going to be a tough one to beat. I loved King Richard. If you have not seen that movie.
I have not.
It was so good. Jordan and I, it was like a Thursday or a Friday. We're looking for stuff to watch. I'm like, wait, I can watch it for free? This is great.
You sure can.
You know, so we watched that one. I thought Will Smith, you didn't see Will Smith in the character. And I think when you're a really famous actor and you can do that, that's huge. That just tells how good you are at that role. So,
you know, and I'm a huge tennis fan too. You know, I grew up watching Venus and Serena, so it's almost, I think in the back of my mind, it's like, well, I've lived it in real time. I've seen the two of them, you know, play tennis. So maybe, but you know, hey, I think on a rating, I got a lot of movies. You have me doing a lot of things. Like I don't know how I got to watch Don't Look Up. I got to watch King Richard. I don't know how many hours in the day you think I have.
It's so hard to watch good movies and watch TV and then talk about it on network TV.
It's a brutal task.
It's really difficult.
Yeah,
by the way, so I was looking at kind of the stars that might have won or people that were nominated. Not a lot of people were even acknowledging wins or nominations. It was interesting.
It's weird. We've never seen something like this before in the history of award shows, I don't think, right?
Like they just don't want to touch it. They're like, okay, thank you.
All right. See you next year, I guess. Maybe.
And we'll see all of you in just a couple of moments. Look at that. That's a professional.
What a pro.
Still to come today. It's been a network for less than a week, but Magnolia from Chip and Joanna Gaines is already facing some controversy. Why they pulled a show from the air next. Plus, the Consumer Electronics Show just ended in Las Vegas. Our buddy gadget guy Steve Greenberg is back showing off some of his favorite finds. And on the ice, we're looking back at the time Jason got a figure skating lesson from a 3-time Olympian. Stay with us.
But you know, I love me some superheroes, man. I got a lot of ideas for my own characters. You know, now I would love to be a character that flies.
Okay.
But I'm a little scared of heights, so I would fly 2 feet off the ground. Just 2 feet, you know.
Float or parallel?
Oh no, now that's a good question. If you float like this, it's like you're riding a Segway. You know what I mean? Like this.
Yeah.
That ain't bad.
That's not bad.
I want to fly. I want to be able to do this to people, say hi. And people can touch you too. They say, hey, good job.
Yeah.
See? You know, you can go to Starbucks.
Yeah.
You can fly by Starbucks. You know, do drive-throughs.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh, you can fit. You're only 2 feet off the ground.
Oh, if I'm 2 feet off the ground, I got to follow all the traffic rules. I can't just go through a red light. I see the light. I can't just go through it. I'll cause an accident.
Yeah. What happened to this? What if you're a villain? What if you came out as a villain?
Oh, if I was a villain. Oh, I would be a character called Sucker Punch. and he has the gift of gab. He'll talk to you, and next thing you get your guard down a little bit, and he punches you in the face.
AKA comedian JB Smooth on Fallon on Friday night. He stars in the latest season of Curb Your Enthusiasm on HBO.
It's a show I frequently watch.
You would.
I would. I really would. So good. You know, on Mondays, we get a special serving of the hot dish all the way from Hollywood. Please give it up for Brad from TMZ. Good morning, Brad.
Good morning, guys. How are you?
Doing pretty well over here. Trying to stay warm. I'm sure things are just terrible out there in California.
Beautiful sunrise this morning, Kendall.
Yeah. I'm having troubles hearing you. First up, hey, this was our top story today. What do we know about the death of Bob Saget?
Well, I mean, it's tragic. It's sudden. I mean, reactions have been similar across the board, and just everyone in Hollywood just talking about what a great guy Bob Saget was. I mean, whether he was helping people with their career or just providing entertainment at home, everyone kind of says the same thing, is just how talented and how caring he was. What we do know now, Saturday night he had a stand-up show in Jacksonville, Florida. And Sunday afternoon is when first responders were called to a hotel room in Orlando, Florida at the Ritz-Carlton. So there's about a 2-hour drive or so between Jacksonville and Orlando. We're still trying to figure out kind of what brought him to Orlando. He has been touring, so possible he had a gig there. What law enforcement have told us at this point, there's no evidence of any foul play. There was no evidence of any drug use in his room. So of course there will be a coroner's report. There will be some sort of toxicology report as well. But those results sometimes can take several weeks to get.
Yeah, bro, it's still shocking news this morning. I think everybody dealing with the death of Bob Saget. Yeah, next up, though, former Vikings wide receiver, a former Vikings wide, I should say, paid tribute to Betty White yesterday. What did he do exactly?
Yeah, so this was Stephon Diggs, now of the Buffalo Bills. He was wearing his warm-up cleats, like he so often does, with artwork on them. And you see them there. It was a Betty White tribute, which is pretty awesome. And then, of course, lyrics for little Golden Girls there, too. So just a nice tribute. And he even posted when she passed away that he loved Betty White and R.I.P. Betty White. So this is Stephon's way of paying tribute to her. And the Bills won, too. He caught a touchdown pass, so probably maybe helped with some good luck there as well.
Awesome, I love that. Hey, finally, North Dakota native and Vikings fan Josh Duhamel. I saw this on Instagram. He's getting married.
He is. He got engaged to his new girlfriend, Audra Marie, over the weekend. But we got some video of them just a couple days before that engagement, and he was shutting it down on the karaoke machine. They were staying at a resort down in Florida just before they got married. We have video of him having fun with fans. He's singing some songs, including some Backstreet Boys. And he was a really happy guy. So you can tell that he knew some big plans were ahead, and he showed that in his performance.
Well, I think she's a former Miss North Dakota. She was like first runner-up at Miss USA.
Yeah, former Miss North Dakota.
So she's beautiful.
She won a Miss North America or another pageant as well, too. So she's got some accomplishments there. Of course, Josh was married to Fergie for so many years, and this is his second marriage.
Love it. Brad with all the details from Hollywood, TMZ. Thank you so much for joining us, Brad. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Brad.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, I was on the gram, obviously.
Got it.
To see exactly who she was, because I'm like, oh, because Fergie, I think, said something like, oh, congratulations, whatever. And I was like, hello. She is a lovely lady.
Beautiful people attracting beautiful people. Who would have thought?
Weird.
Man, rough life.
Rough life.
Rough life for Josh.
Jason says this often. Sometimes the Lord giveth with both hands.
Hey, he's not wrong.
Not wrong.
That's for sure.
Next to the dish, the Magnolia Network officially launched last week, but already it has pulled one of its original shows that people thought was going to be the next fixer-upper. Check it out.
Andy and I have been married now for 8 years. We had past lives before each other. We were both married to other people before. We had a completely different lifestyle before.
We had a bunch of kids.
We each had 3 kids, and now we have 7, one of them together. And I think that we really tried to take the very best parts of ourselves and make something new with this relationship.
If you think about it, it's a lot like what we do with these old houses. We take what's there and we know it could be amazing. We save the best parts of it and add new things to it and build something.
So that is the show called Homework. It stars, you saw them there, Andy and Candace Meredith, who renovate homes in Utah. Now, the network pulled the show following allegations of shoddy work and overcharges.
Oh, no.
The couple denied the allegations and say there are 2 sides to every story. So, I love Magnolia Network. I watched the preview on Discovery Plus, been very open about it. I actually watched their preview because they kind of did like 1 episode of each of their new shows. And I was like, oh, this is interesting. She had some cool design ideas, a lot of like, hey, you could do this yourself for cheaper ideas. And people thought they had the chemistry, they are the next Chip and Jo. And then slowly, I think there were at least 3 different couples who have worked with them that have come out and said, hey, it took twice as long, or they charged twice as much. They put this in and then it broke and we had to fix it. So a lot of allegations. And then one of them eventually went to the network and were like, hey, I hired them because it sounded like, oh gosh, this is tied with Chip and Jo. They
Right.
must be legit. You guys need to do something about this too, because now I'm stuck and I don't want other people to be in the same situation I am.
I got to
So,
live in this house, you know?
Not great.
You know, I lived in Waco at the time Chip and Jo rose to prominence. Oh, yeah.
Bury the lead. Have you never told me this, Pierre?
Lived in Waco, and I never really watched the show. The girl I dated at the time did watch the show, and I would turn to her and say, you know, they're inadvertently going to mess up this housing market, right? Because everybody's going to find out. It's like they're going to watch the show and be like, it's how much to buy a house down here? And they're going to swoop in, and the price is going to go up. Sure enough.
You are such a like crotchety old man.
I bet-
mean, and the prices are gonna swoop up. Look at the next thing you know, they're gonna take out the stop signs, put in stoplights.
But you know what else I was?
A Starbucks.
But you know what else I was? Right. Thank you, Jeff, very much. All right, next in the dish, it looks like the highly anticipated reunion of the Pussycat Dolls is not going to happen. Everyone in the world wanted the reunion tour except the one person that mattered. Nicole, say it.
Scherzinger.
That's how you say it. Pulled the plug on the tour, much to the surprise of her fellow dolls. She announced on Instagram that they had to cancel thanks to the pandemic, but the other singers were not informed of that until her post. Apparently, Nicole wanted 75. We talked about this in the pre-show meeting, and it took my breath away. She wanted 75% of all the revenue from the tour. 75%, Kendall?
Yeah, okay. So I think the original deal, from what I've read, is allegedly she had around like 43%. So she already was going to be making a huge portion, and it makes sense. That's who people know from the Pussycat Dolls.
Fair.
Like, that's who you remember.
But
And
75%.
yeah, her people are saying that that's not true.
How many other dolls are there?
I think there were like 4 left, and one of them was not going to be on tour.
So it's 5, including Nicole.
Yes.
Okay. That's,
Like, it's been a long time. I don't remember. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Count them. There we go. 5.
it's been. I feel it hasn't been. Has it been a rotating cast of characters for the other?
Why do you have so many questions about a group I haven't talked about in a decade?
Because I don't know anything about like Nicole. If Nicole walked by me on the street, I would probably be like, wait, I think I know her. But I mean, you're right. Like you said, nobody knows who the other 4 dolls are. So I mean, maybe she should have 75% of the revenue.
Here's the deal. It never looks good when you pull the plug on something and thank all the fans and then don't let the rest of the people involved in it know.
You're right about that.
So I don't know what.
Right. Yikes.
The rest of those girls were just like, I mean, I was just in it for the free traveling and rooms. I don't know.
That's what I'm in it for. That's for sure. You can give me 25%. I'd be on travel in the rooms too.
Okay, but then you got to break that up between everybody else, and really, you're actually making like nothing.
Like $5.
But you get a free pizza for sure at every
Love
stop.
free pizza.
Whatever. Next in the dish, it's Scream Week on the Drew Barrymore Show. What do we mean?
Hello.
Hello, Drew. Do you like scary movies?
Wait, do I know you?
Next, Drew, I'm reuniting the original cast of Scream. Courtney Cox, David Arquette, and Neve Campbell.
And my character didn't quite make it, but I'll be here too.
Plus, secret guest surprises. Only on the Drew Barrymore Show.
That's awesome. And my character didn't quite make it, but I'll be there too. I love that. The new Scream movie, the 5th, is the 5th in the franchise, hits theaters this week. That's why they're doing this whole thing. But I mean, I thought that was pretty good. It was a pretty cute little trailer teaser thing.
You want to hear something that's going to rock your world?
Please.
Never seen a single one of the movies. Not one. Not even the original.
You can't even use like age as an excuse because I have seen them.
I know. I think the first one came out in what, 98? I want to say something like that.
It's only like a classic.
96? 6? Yeah, I know. Never seen it. Never seen the movie. I'm guessing a lot of people died.
Oh, weird. Yeah, it's a horror film. So, shocker. Spoiler alert, everybody. Drew Barrymore dies right off the bat.
Wow. What did I just say? I've never seen the movie. Ever.
She literally said it in the tease. She said my character didn't make it very far.
I didn't believe her. I thought it was just a selling point to try to get me to watch the movie since I haven't watched it in 20 years.
Oh my God, we have a lot to talk about.
We certainly do.
We'll be right back, everybody. You and I have a discussion that we need to have.
More movies I have to watch
If you were
now.
going to come on this show, you need to have watched. Hi, Evan's shoulder. Hey, everybody at home. It's the new year, and that means there are tons of new gadgets to talk about.
And joining us once again, fresh off his trip to the Consumer Electronics Show, please welcome back to the show the Gadget Guy and host of the world-famous game show, What the Heck Is That? Steve Greenberg. Hey, Steve.
Hey, how you doing? Thanks for having me on. And yeah, I did the show this year remotely. I didn't go to Vegas like a lot of other folks. It was sort of a hybrid show this year. I hope next year to be back in person. But yeah, you can still get a lot of the information offline. There are tons of press events and whatnot. So I brought a couple ideas along from the Consumer Electronics Show for you guys.
Yeah, I wanted to ask about it being more of a virtual experience. You kind of mentioned that, but were you sad? Was it still like the same level of excitement about things?
I literally was planning to go until like the day before, and then just a whole bunch of my meetings had all canceled, and some other things had started canceling, and the people I was expecting to see there weren't going to be there. I said, you know what? I'm not going to do it. I just said, basta. I give up. And I just figured next year I'll go. So last year was all virtual and was sort of spotty. This year was sort of a hybrid. I'm hoping next year we'll be back in person. But there was still a lot of great information. And really, it's about the innovation that comes out of the show, not the actual show.
Well, Steve, you are the gadget guy, of course. So let's get into it. What do we have here? I mean, the first thing I'm looking at, the Falaqua Connect. Is that what we've got?
This is the world's first smart water bowl for a cat. So how the cat would use it. Here's my prop.
Oh my gosh.
Right here. How it's used. Now you're thinking, why do we need a smart watering bowl for a cat? Well, it's actually pretty simple. There's a microchip in most cats. This keeps track of how often, how much, and when they drink. Then by doing that, you can see if, especially in an older or middle-aged cat, if their habits change, their drinking habits change, you need to alert a veterinarian. This can actually monitor up to 32 cats. And of course, that begs the question.
I'm sorry, what?
Why do you have 32 cats?
Is this a hoarding situation? 32 cats?
I'm a little worried that. And of course, the other question after is, what do you do if you have 33 cats? But that's another story. But it's pretty cool from the folks at Sure Pet Care. This cat right here seems to like it a lot.
How many cats equal one guard dog?
I don't know.
Oh, I would say when you hit 33, you're certainly,
That's enough?
You're well covered.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, that's good.
Okay, the next one also, I was very curious what this could be. OWC Mini Stack STX or sticks.
So this is really important if you do a lot of video editing, audio editing, photography. This is really cool because it's the first hub and storage system combined that is also Thunderbolt 4 certified technology. So if you work in that world, you'll know how important this is. This is from MacSales.com. Brand new, first time it's out. It's literally stackable. You can have a bunch of these units on top of each other. And it's absolutely a game changer in that world. So it was made a big announcement at the show.
Steve, this next one, I have a suspicion as to what it's going to be. The Cradle Block and Talk. Walk me through this.
So we all are worried that our phones are eavesdropping on our calls, or those apps are eavesdropping on us. This is a charging dock that actually stops your phone from listening. So you put your phone in there, and then it will block the sound so it can't hear what's going on. But if you say, Pazio stop, then it will give you a 30-second window where you can ask the weather or how old Betty White was or whatever the question is that's coming up on your mind. You can then ask it and you get the answer. So basically, it's like the cone of silence, remember from the Get Smart days, for your smartphone, which I think a lot of people feel they need, from a company called Pazio.com.
Interesting. So it can sort of be like in an Alexa, as in you can turn it on with a voice activation, but otherwise it's totally muting everything out.
Right. So people feel, and there's some truth to it, that your phone is constantly listening to you, and your apps on the phone are listening to you. So this way, you're guaranteed when it's sitting there in your home, it's not listening to you, except when you give it that little window when you say Pazio stop.
Interesting. Okay, nanotech organolite batteries.
So when you go to the airport, they always ask you, do you have a lithium battery in your suitcase? The reason they're asking you that question is because lithium batteries can be explosive. So they're potentially dangerous. So this was kind of a test they did at the show, comparing lithium ion batteries to nanotech organolite batteries. And in the test, they basically drilled a drill through lithium ion, boom, it exploded. They put lithium ion in a lot of heat, boom, it exploded. When they did the same abuses to a nanotech organolite battery, no problem. So the takeaway is that I think in the not too distant future, you're going to see lithium ion batteries disappearing and nanotech organolite or some other battery taking its place in the not too distant future.
Steve, real quick, one more. The Yummy Future robot.
This is what robots always catch my imagination. I
Right.
like this one because it's actually working now. This is the Yummy Future, and this is a one-armed wonder that's sort of like a barista. It can make drinks, bring snacks over. There's a whole bunch of stuff, about 5 times faster than a person can do it. It's actually going to be working in a coffee house in Champaign, Illinois in 6 weeks.
Wow.
So it's not like, on the drawing board. It's a real thing, and I think it's just kind of cool. And Yummy Future, what a great name.
So when my high school math teacher told me, they're going to take our jobs, I'm telling you, the robots
right.
are going to take the jobs.
He was
wasn't
right.
kidding.
Yeah, I mean, anyone who's seen a Terminator movie knows there's reason to be worried. So yeah, he was right.
Gosh, he retired shortly after that. I got to find out what he's doing.
Well,
Smart guy.
Yeah, stick around, everybody. We're going to have more with Steve when we come back. They are going to take our jobs. You and I are going to be done here.
Welcome back, welcome back. He's the host of What the Heck Is That? And he's the gadget guy, and he's right here. He's Steve Greenberg. Hey.
Hey.
Hey, okay,
Hey.
we've got our next thingamajig, as I would like to call it, the Samsung Eco Remote.
Okay, well, this is not it, but this is something for it. It basically looks a lot like this. It's a remote control. That part isn't cool. But what is cool, first of all, it's made from recycled materials, which of course is very nice.
Yeah.
But what's really cool is it doesn't need a battery. This remote from Samsung actually uses the electricity that's inside your Wi-Fi signal. So right now in all of our homes, we have these Wi-Fi signals bouncing around, being used or not used. But inside those signals, there's actually energy. And this remote can suck it down and charge itself based on using that. So it's a very cool thing. And by the way, in the future, they say that's how we're going to power all of our stuff. The energy is actually going to be pumped in through a signal rather than putting on top of something or putting a battery in it. That'll all be passé in the future. This remote is the first step into that future charging world.
Well, and this might be a very obvious question, but does that affect then your Wi-Fi signal in your house?
Not at all, because it's all this wasted Wi-Fi energy that's bouncing around my apartment right now and your studio right now. It's just, it gets used when it gets used, but there's a lot of excess energy in it. Well, this remote has a little absorber for that, and it sucks it down. A remote doesn't need too much power, so it's able to work on it. But it's a hint of what's to come in the not too distant future.
Way of the future, according to Steve. Absolutely. And I think he's right. That absolutely is going to be the way of the future. Steve, tell me about the Orbisk food waste analysis. What is that?
Well, I'm kind of an environmentally savvy guy, and this is called Orbisk, and it's a device that goes right over the trash that monitors how much a restaurant throws out. You just kind of show the plate and then dump it in there. And it does an analysis of what's being thrown out, what's not being thrown out, and then it can help restaurateurs and chefs order. It can actually help them be more sustainable and how to reduce wasted food. They can see on Tuesdays and Thursdays, the shrimp doesn't go, goes like crazy, gets thrown out like crazy. So they can actually calculate a better menu and be more profitable, more sustainable moving to the future by monitoring that food waste.
I could have saved them a lot of money because they could have just hired my dad, who every single day said, we don't throw food away, and we never would have food wasted at all in our household. Could have saved them a lot of money just by hiring my dad.
Yeah, I'm starting to think that we might be brothers, because that was my dad too.
See, I think so. You heard it all too growing up. We don't throw food. Not thrown away.
Clean plate club.
Yep,
Clean plate club. That's what I
100% correct, Steve. You are absolutely right.
We are sticking with food. Skippy food delivery happening here in the Twin Cities too?
Yes, this is a story that's close to your home. It's called Skippy. He's a food delivery robot. And this robot is pretty cool, besides looking cute. He's refrigerated or heated, and he can pick up food from a restaurant and deliver it to a home. He's controlled by virtual reality goggles and artificial intelligence.
Wow.
He's actually already being used right now in St. Paul, and he's coming to Minneapolis later this year. So this is a piece of technology right in your backyard. So be on the street looking for Skippy.
Wow.
Are you kidding me? I mean,
wow.
I have so many questions about how Skippy works, but I want to get to the game instead.
This is what I've been waiting for.
Yeah,
game
okay.
time.
Pierre is our sports guy. You don't know this, Steve, but he's our sports guy, so he's a little competitive, a little into sports.
Love games.
I mean, and I just want to win. So that's all there is to that. We're going to play a little bit of What the Heck Is That? Go.
Okay, here we go. Take a look at the product.
Okay.
Here it is. Take a look at it. I'm telling you right now, it's not for storage. It's got these holes on the front of it. It's got a little vent action down here. But what the heck is that?
I know. You can guess first, Pierre.
Oh, no, you know.
I think that might have something to do with some kind of like solar plant growing device in a Tupperware.
Nope, that's not the right. Nope.
Okay, this is my guess, and it's an educated guess because our executive producer Jeff may or may not have this.
Cheated.
Is it a pasta? Does it have to do with boiling pasta?
It is.
I saw what you did. I saw what you did there, Jeff.
Look at that. We're a team here.
So the way it works, as Jeff will tell you, and I can tell you the same thing because I make my pasta this way. You put the pasta in here, but first you use these holes to measure, how much pasta you want for, 2 servings or 1 serving. You fill up the water to a certain line. You pop it in the microwave. When it's finished, about 12 minutes, you drain it out like that. And then you've got some really great pasta. I think it's super easy, especially if you're, at work or something when you don't have a stove handy. Check it out, Fasta Pasta. And again, the show is called What the Heck Is That? And people can get to it by going to gadgetgameshow.com. And this one here, you know the answer. It's episode 43. So you're ahead of the panelists right now.
Noted, so I can cheat somewhere else too.
Yeah.
Hey, Steve, before you go, since Jason isn't here, I would feel really bad asking this, if not asking this. Are you in New York or Florida?
I'm in Florida, and as Jason would always want me to do, and in honor of Jason, I'm going to show you the view.
Oh, God.
Please, look at that.
Look at that. Bravo, Steve.
Hey,
man.
It's gorgeous. But don't worry, in a couple of days I fly back to New York and I'll be freezing just like you guys.
Thank you.
But right now I'm enjoying the warm weather.
Will you enjoy?
Steve, we've had a lot of fun with you. Thank you so much for coming on the show with us today.
And to watch the award-winning TV show, go to, as he said, Gadget Game Show. There it is.
There it is.
What the heck is it? Go to gadgetgameshow.com. And please like and subscribe. Come on, help me help you. Come on.
Like, subscribe, do the whole 9 yards. Thank you, Steve. We'll be right back, everybody.
Let's make it a good day. We do it our own way. Let's make it a good day. Oh, no matter what they say. Oh, yeah.
Welcome back to the Jason Show, everybody. The U.S. figure skating team is set for the Olympics in Beijing after the U.S. Championships this past weekend. But did you know a 3-time Olympic skater has ties to Minnesota?
Surya Bonali competed in her native France in the 90s, becoming known around the world. Now, 4 years ago, she lived and coached here in Minnesota. So Jason decided to meet up with her and get a little lesson.
It's not a good sign when you don't even know how to put on the skates in front of an Olympian.
I'm sure it's gonna be perfect. Feel it,
Okay. How should I do it? Okay, so...
It's a little bit loose here. Now
Okay.
hold on.
I'm gonna make 2 bunny ears. Not my shiniest hour here. Oh. This is already embarrassing. I had to be taught how to lace up my skates.
Well, lucky you, today's not slippery, so it's gonna be fine. We made it special for you.
Thank you. Okay, let's go out.
Okay. Just walk easy, like,
Walk easy, okay.
like you would walk in the street. Okay.
Okay,
And
like
just, and just be careful.
that. That's exactly how I walk in the street.
No one's there, so enjoy it. You can close your eyes whenever you want.
This is about what I'll do.
That's good. Come here.
Hey, I'm actually upright. I mean, you know what I mean?
Good.
I haven't fallen yet, so that's a win. Because I'm sure sometimes you get people on here that fall right away.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you.
That's right. But you can put your arms here so you really look like a real figure skaters. You put your arms on the side and just like,
Like that.
Or like a hockey players, that's, more like.
I'm probably more a figure skater, just FYI.
Okay. Can you try to go down and just do that? Yes. Very good.
So do you like when people call you a rebel?
No.
I didn't think so. Our staff who loves you kept saying she's a rebel. And I go, I wonder if she likes that.
No, actually, no. I never felt that anger and feel like tough.
I think that's the biggest misconception about you.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
That must be hard.
It's hard because, you know, for dating, I used to have some guy who say, hey,
I saw
you on television. I know you're really tough. The first date is like, okay, I want to see you and test you, how you are. And after it's like, yeah, you're actually super fun, super cool. And I'm like, okay, thank you. And I'm like, yeah. So it's like,
I didn't even think it would affect you dating.
Yeah. We do sport because it's, you know, peace of mind. We do this for the fun.
Look at that, look at that, look at that.
Very good.
I don't know
love
what
this
that was,
spin.
but I did something there. I don't know what that was. What would be the first thing that you would teach someone?
Usually we teach you how to fall and how to get up. Usually it's like the thing. So usually,
Seriously?
Yeah. If you want to try,
I do. I know. Like,
so bend your knee first.
Okay. Oh.
Okay, bend your knee. It's okay.
Oh. Why am I afraid to fall? I'm afraid to learn how to fall. That's pathetic. Okay. Oh. Okay. I'm very afraid.
Come, you can do it.
I can do it. I can do it. Oh, is that like a walker?
Yeah.
Shut up. That's like a walker for skating.
Yeah, this is what we usually use for beginners. so just push it.
Push it?
You know, since you're healthy, you're not, you know. So that's good. Okay, put one knee down.
Why am I afraid? Oh my God, I'm sweating. I'm so nervous.
Getting close. Okay,
Getting
come
close.
in. Get your knees down.
Can I come back to this?
Okay, do you want to try to spin?
Nope, I'll try to fall.
Keep your arms open.
Okay.
And you walk, and walk.
Oh, I'm spinning.
Yeah, walk.
Yeah.
I can hold you.
Okay, hold me, ready?
And you say 1, 2. Very good. It's called bunny hop.
I did it. That's a Blades of Glory move.
Okay. Why don't you try to go backwards? You go, yes, backwards.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
So this is our grand finale. Grand finale.
And try to go down.
Oh, and okay, that's about as far. And it's a 7.
Nothing like learning from an Olympian.
Now, Blades of Glory is a movie I have seen, though, so don't you worry.
By the way,
yeah,
I took figure skating lessons when I was little.
Did
because
you?
My mom was super pregnant with my little baby sister Ellie, and I begged her because I wanted to be Nancy Kerrigan. And I learned how to do the squiggle like he just did, and
Okay.
hop and the bubble.
I've only been skating like 3 times in my life. I do like the slow loop around
On the
rink.
edge?
Yeah, that's that. You
Very
can find me
close to the
doing
ledge.
that. Yeah. Surya actually has a new children's book coming out in the new year. You can learn more on her Instagram, Surya Bonali 1.
We'll be right back, everybody. It's a Monday. It's been a good show so far. I think we've done okay. We've been okay.
I'm still jealous of Steve Greenberg's Florida view that he just showed us a few minutes ago. My goodness.
Sorry, everybody.
Yeah.
It's time for the world's shortest segment. You can be excited about that.
I'm excited. A crazy story out of North Carolina. Check this out. Skiers got a big surprise this weekend when a damaged snowmaking machine goes crazy. This is my personal nightmare. You can see the pipe of the machine start shooting water high up into the air at Beach Mountain, blasting people on the chairlift. Some people ended up jumping off the chairlift, believe it or not. 2 people were taken to the hospital with minor injuries. It turns out a skier crashed into the machine, causing the malfunction. Goodness gracious, Kendall.
I didn't know that could happen. Now I'm scared.
Yeah, that makes 2 of us.
Oh, we'll be right back. We'll
Jeez.
just think about that.
Yeah.
Y'all, just think about that.
Jumped off.
What would you do?
Stay on.
Welcome back. You at home know what time it is. It's time for the surprise goodbye.
Yes, it is.
Okay, as you know, we're seeing the story at the same time as you. Today, what could be the most adorable Christmas gift ever?
A Furby.
What is it? This video is making the rounds on TikTok. Oh, Luffy. A 2-year-old golden retriever is opening his present. Okay, what is he doing? Oh my gosh, stop. At first, he couldn't come down enough to open the box because he smelled it probably. Eventually unwrapping a new puppy and friend for Luffy. The new dog's name is Nami? Nami. Whatever, doesn't matter, it's cute. The owners say Luffy and Nami are already becoming fast friends, and that was my incredibly embarrassing dog voice that you just heard. Oh, look at the puppers.
I love golden retrievers.
Can you?
They're such good dogs.
Look at it, I can't even walk. It's like, I don't know what to do. I'm very overwhelmed. Help me. Oh my word.
They are such good dogs. And I'm only looking at this because I'm so far away. Being in this desk, I'm so far away from everything. I can't even see the monitor, so I have to look up here to see if I can get a better look. I want to see the puppy too.
It's a little awkward.
Sorry.
So cute. Okay, tomorrow on the show, Minnesota native Josh Broughton joins us live. We'll talk season 2 of his show, The Secrets of Sulphur Springs, on the Disney Channel.
Plus, we're chatting with model and girlfriend of Rob Gronkowski, Camille Kostek, about her show Wipeout on TBS.